today we have an exciting guest who's going to tell you about cybersecurity. Is your identity safe? We're going to check out if you're concerned with hackers, cyber criminals, malware, viruses, if you want to share your anonymity, if you want to keep communication and your personal information private days. So students studying IT or security, businessmen or women, where security, privacy, and anonymity is important to them. Anyone who has an interest in security and privacy, our next guest is for you. So Hairstylist, here is Efim Boraev. His expertise is cybersecurity. He graduated from Seneca College with computer network analyst diploma. He studied there for 2 years. His passion is security and identity. As much as possible, he went out for the big corporation like Microsoft, Google, and other bodies in the government. So I'd like to welcome you, Efim, to the Hairstylist Empowerment Podcast.
Hello, Brad. I'm very excited to be here today. Thank you for inviting me today. Thank you.
Great. I know that cybersecurity is such a thing that a lot of us probably aren't aware of, even identity theft, which I think we should talk about today as well, because you don't know how secure your stuff is, especially with a lot of hairstylists who are using a lot of swiping of the cards with different programs, the e-transfers, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to get into it. So first, I'm going to get you, Efim, just to tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so basically I speak 3 languages, as you already know, Russian, Hebrew, and English. So I came to Canada 6 years ago, and I grew up here slowly. I got to know a lot of people in the industry of IT. Mostly I started to study here in English better. So basically, I like what I do in IT field. That's my passion, to grow in IT field. And everyday life, all my interest is to how to protect us against the bodies such as Google, government, because you don't know who is watching you, who is listening to you. You don't know who can take your identity and sell it to someone in a different location. You don't know, right? So the best way to protect yourself is, number 1, your password. Anything you do, banking, online banking, you do password in for your account. Let's say in your work, everywhere you do password, you need to always consider to change your password every month. At least once a month, change your password. And if you have a password, you don't need to do it too easy, because it's really easy to hack when you have a password that it's only capital letters and lowercase letters. You need to have it at least low case sensitive, basically with capital letters, lower capital numbers, and special characters. Like
so Efim, what is the common, most top ones usually that people use when they're creating a password? What are the top ones that you should never use? Like,
you should never use, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So mostly people, they do that, or they usually do ABC 1, 2, 3, right? Or the best, like, or they do just password, capital P, password 1. Very common. People do it very commonly. They use this password because it's easy to remember, right?
Exactly.
But don't forget, whatever easy to remember, that can impact you by somebody can get this information, because they have certain tools and software that they can crack this kind of password when you have only lowercase, uppercase, right? So then always use as much characters you can do, such as number sign, dollar sign, percentage sign, so it will be very hard to the hacker to expose you, to expose the password you have on your personal device.
Exactly. So you're saying you shouldn't use maybe a phone number or even your like date of birth?
Date of birth, phone number, whatever is your personal information that you already exposed in on social media, or you have it you gave it to some people that know about your birthday, your social insurance number, let's say, it's better not to put those kind of things, because if they will expose these numbers, then you will be exposed twice. They will know your social and your password.
Mm-hmm. So what do you say when I'm exchanging personal information? What do you have to say about that?
Exchanging personal information I totally disagree with that. You exchange it only when you really need it. When you do business with a partner, you first of all, you need to trust the people you do business with. Mm-hmm. You need to trust the people that you encountered with, and if you give them information, always give them information that you know that this information won't get out of them. So how can you know? Well, that's all depends on your private, on your private instinct, if you trust the person or not.
Okay. Yeah. So what's another good point that we could bring up?
Another good point is, let's say, for your phone. Our daily life, we use our phones.
Yeah,
right?
Just go out, share to the audience straight ahead.
Our daily lives, we use our Android phones, our iPhones, right? So the first security problem that most of the users have when they use the phone is their Wi-Fi is on or their Bluetooth is on, because they have let's say they have headsets, they use Bluetooth, right? So the problem is, when you connect the Bluetooth to your phone, the MAC address, the MAC address is the physical address of your phone is exposed. As soon as this is exposed online, and you are connected to the internet, then it's easy to track this MAC address as your location, like GPS. For instance, your Wi-Fi too, when you try to get to a certain hotspot, an access point in a mall, right? So your Wi-Fi is picking it up. As soon as it's picking up, it means that it transmits the MAC address to this access point, to the company that is connected to this access point, so they can see your MAC address. Then you're exposed again, and it's easy to hack this with this tool too, right? With this information.
Yes.
That's the two very main thing that I really recommend to you guys, not to have it on all day, all time.
Yeah. So say I'm an independent stylist, I work at a salon, and I take credit card payments from my clients, and say I use a Square or something like that. Is that okay?
It's okay, only to a certain degree. Again, if you heard about spoofing, sniffing, it's all about, as soon as this device has this MAC address, right? Here you have this MAC address, and then you use the card, you swipe it. Still, you transmit information through the net. The most vulnerable information you transmit is the physical layer of the internet. The physical layer that we're living in nowadays is the air.
Yes.
You can catch everything through the air. That's why everything you transmit through your system, through your phone, through your credit card, everything goes through the air, because the internet is in the air. Or if you use your internet in your laptop, then in this case, you need to be protected at your home or at your office environment, such as your router, such as your laptop itself. Who you're transmitting to, how you transmit, who is catching those.
Yes. So with that, if say I didn't do a Square or something where I swipe and stuff like that, what if somebody wants to send me an e-transfer? What happens then?
E-transfer, this is a very good point. When you send an e-transfer through your email, first of all, your email is very easy to hack, because the email servers we have in our days, they're not that hard to protect. In this case, when you send money to your email, to somebody's email, to get this money from this email, what happens? This money gets from your account to the email. Basically, it stays in the email. After it stays in the email, and if you're not collecting the money on time, it's really easy to hack the email and get this money. In this case, you want to protect your email. How you can protect your email? We have a website that, in this website, you can actually have a temporary email account. So you can use it as a decoy. So if somebody try to get to you, they will think the money is in this temporary email, but it's not there. Then they won't be able to get in. So in this case, I suggest you, as soon as you send somebody e-transfer, it's better to take it right away and not wait for so it will be taken away. Just get it right away. As long as more is floating there, as more time is floating there, it's easy to hack it and take the money.
Yeah, so if I do some social media, I'm online, but now I'm finding my computer is running a lot slower. What are the effects of like adware and malware? What do they do and where are they from, and can I get rid of them?
Adware and malware, well, we have another antivirus. It's very important to have antivirus in your laptop, in your computer, even in your phone. Without antivirus, I don't know how you can survive in our days, because it's with antivirus, the easy way to track, the easy way to have, well, the best antivirus that I know, that I use, is McAfee. McAfee, personally, I use it for quite a while already, my second year. I never had a problem with the penetration of hackers. And if it has a problem, then the McAfee they took care of it right away. So without any problems or
it could detect it. Yeah, right. As soon as it found it. So even before it affected you. So right when it went maybe to a firewall. Something like that. So with the antivirus, I guess you can adjust the settings. People can do it to whatever they need, what degree of security they need, or is there a way once it's installed that you can just click it and will it auto set for you, or do you have to actually go through and set the settings?
You can auto set, or you can set the settings. It all depends on what is your personal settings you want to have, right? If you want to have a really high security, then don't forget that it can impact other stuff, like your video, your audio. Or if you want just a certain security that you won't get hacked, so you can always put it on a default, and at the default just take care of the rest for you.
Exactly. So say I have a break and I'm or I have to travel, because most stylists travel, or they like to go to Starbucks or grab a coffee, and they have free Wi-Fi. Like, isn't that great? They have free Wi-Fi. So if I'm there in the airport and I'm at a coffee shop and there's free Wi-Fi, is it really great?
It's it depends. For what you want to use the Wi-Fi. In this case, it's better to use your own internet with your own internet provider, with your own, let's say,
like your own network, like network,
your own phone provider. Right? Let's say Rogers, Bell. Right?
Can somebody, like, say if I'm at the airport, can somebody go in and actually steal like some of my content?
Oh yes. Oh, you betcha. So as soon as you have free Wi-Fi in your location, the first question you need to ask yourself, when this Wi-Fi is free, when you try to connect to it, and we all mostly do connect to see small things like WhatsApp, right? So what it asks you first? It asks you for terms and it asks you to check mark the terms. And then, have you ever read those terms?
Yeah,
I don't think so. Most of the people,
no, they
because
haven't, right?
It's so long, right? People just, you know what?
You just want the free Wi-Fi,
and you just check mark it, and you click it, but you never read those terms and privacy. So it means that everything you do it to yourself. Basically, as a user, you don't even realize how much information you put out there. When you connect to a free Wi-Fi. As soon as you check mark these terms and privacy that you agree to it, so you give a consent to whoever is the company whoever the company is, the internet is it means that they already have a consent from you to use your information to get to your information.
So you're exchanging your information for the free Wi-Fi, which I guess a lot of people didn't know, and that's a really good point. That be careful when you're out and you're just logging on, and because it's free, there's lots of people on, lots of hackers, lots of stuff. I think even when you're using your bank card at the ATM, there's a lot of stuff that can happen there as well.
For instance, bank card, you say, so always look on if there is any cameras. And like sometimes some people, some hackers, what they do, sometimes they put the camera up and you never see it because small camera, so they can take your card information while you put this card, plus they can take the code, the PIN number that you have too, right? And then another thing is there is a device, a Raspberry Pi device, if somebody know about it. It can spoof, so it can read the credit card chip that you have when you just do tap from the card. So it can, if they're close enough, within 50 to 100 meters, they can get this information from your credit card and they can get the tap from whatever you have on the card. Then it's going to be from there, the way is easier to get to your information, to your bank, and then game over.
Isn't there just a scanning? I'm not sure if I'm doing the term correct, but is it RDIF?
RDIF. How did you know about that?
I know everything.
Okay.
To be a good host, you have to know everything about everything. But being a person out there, you just have to know about these readers that people can use. If you're walking around and your card isn't protected, so we'll get Efim just to talk a little bit more about RDIF. So what does RDIF stand for?
RDIF.
Yeah. Okay. So it stands for RDIF. Yes. So he'll just give you a basic understanding of kind of what it does and how important it is.
Right now?
Yes. If you have, or you can touch on it later. But basically,
I know what it does, but I can explain it now.
Yeah, so there is a reader where you can kind of, and it will scan your cards. It can actually pull your information off the cards, and they can hack into it. So we're going to jump to the next one. What about if somebody went on a fraudulent website? Like it looks legit, it looks like a regular website, you put in your information, but it happens to be, so is there something we should look for that makes it look fraudulent, or what happens once we give our information?
Yeah, so you've got this really good point there, Brad. So as soon as, let's say you Google a website, you Google something you want to know in this website, right? You want to go get some information. So first thing you look is the HTTP letters. HTTP, it means that it's hypertext links for protocol. It's a part of the internet, basically. You want to look for HTTPS. Why? Because HTTP is just a regular port that you connect and it's not protected. HTTPS is the same letters with S. S is secure. It means that it's encrypted. So whatever you send out there, it's already encrypting your information.
So it's more difficult to hack into then?
It's difficult to hack into, but still it's hackable. Anything is.
It just takes a little bit longer, maybe.
It takes longer, but still, as when you're in the net, you're exposed. You're already exposed, no matter where you're going to go, what you're going to do. The only thing is we need to know how to get those right tools to make us less exposed. Exactly. To make us more protected, to protect everything we can do. But it starts from the user. It's all start from the user. As soon as you're going to start doing those stuff where you get those programs of softwares, and to have this small knowledge that can give you a lot of protection, not 100%, but still it can protect you in some way that people don't know.
Exactly. So we're going to have our final question now. It's about spamming.
Yeah.
So with spamming, either we receive it and we hate it, or are you one of the violators that spam others?
Yeah. So spamming, it's very, well, spamming nowadays, it's very, how to say it? Spamming nowadays is very common. It happens almost to every one of us, especially when we get emails, right? So you don't know, it's spam emails. People just send you emails. So how can you deal with these spammers? What do you need to do? So I studied a lot, and I found a website that it's a website that it's part of the notes. I'm gonna show them the notes. So this website is it's called whoisdomaintools.com. Who is? What do you mean who is it? You put the name of the domain of the website. So it checks if this website is legit.
Yes.
It shows you all the IPs, it shows you the location, what it does, right? So then in this case, then you will know if whatever you got, this email, if this email is legit, or this email is from some other source we don't know about.
Yeah, and as you say, we'll give you, so it's https://whois.domaintools.com. So basically we're going to have that in the description that you can click on, so then that people know. And because it is HTTPS, it means it's secure and it's encrypted. Would you like to share any maybe other good websites or links that they can have? You can just save them, and then we'll have them marked below, and we'll wrap up. And I thank you for listening to this episode of Hairstylist Empowerment Cruise. So I'll let you go just on a final note there, Efim, and just give them some other websites that would be great for them to check out.
Yes, so one more website, it's called the urlvoid.com. So basically what it does, it actually checks if this website or this whoever sent this website, you can copy it to the URL, and then it checks if it's a malware, if it was a malware incident. So if somebody got attacked through this address. So as a http://www.urlvoid.com. That's a really good website to check one of them.
Yeah, we'll make sure we have it listed either on the video below, or if you're listening on the audio, we'll have it in the description.
Yes.
And then basically if somebody wanted a disposable temporary email address you were talking about earlier, is there somewhere that they can go as well?
So yeah, we have a temporary disposable email. If you just register to a website that you're going to use it after a while, you don't know you use it, so you go to https://www.guerrill email.com. And
so it's gorilla, but it's not spelled like gorilla, but just the other words. But say we'll have it there so you can click on them, and then so it's been a great episode. I want to say thank you, Efim, for coming today. And if you have any questions, please list them below, and I'll also put an email for Efim, or just a way that you can contact him. So if you have any questions, then you can just let him know, and then he can help you with your cybersecurity, help you with identity theft, and if you're a salon owner, hairstylist, he can help you out there just securing your security needs. So I want to say thank you, Efim.
No problem. I was happy to be here. Thank you very much, Brad.
And I want to thank you for listening today here on BRAD Celebrity Hairstylist. That's me, and it's the Hairstylist Empowerment Podcast. See you next time.